kids, and welcome back to My Happy Place.
I'm Mr. Hannah.
And I'm Miss Charity.
And today we're going to find out about how God won a battle for the Israelites.
So we're going to start with our memory verse, and let's say Joshua 24:15 together. Joshua 24:15. Choose you this day whom you will serve. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
We need to try it one time.
Joshua 24:15. Choose you this day whom you will serve. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Let's do it one more time and do it a little bit slower, just in case we're just saying it too fast for some people.
Joshua
24:15. Choose you this day whom you will serve. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. All right, that's good. And that verse goes perfectly with our story today because our verse comes from the book of Joshua, and we're going to learn about Joshua today. After the children of Israel had left Egypt, they wandered in the wilderness for 40 years because they kept turning away from God and then turning back to God, and they weren't staying close to God like they should have and been following Him the way they should have. So they had wandered in the wilderness for 40 years. And then Moses died, and God put Joshua in charge of the children of Israel to lead them into the promised land. Now, there were two things that blocked their way from getting into the promised land. One was the Jordan River, and the second was Jericho. So God told Joshua to tell the priests to carry the ark, which had the 10 Commandments in them, and different memorabilia and special things that were and different things that were special to the children of Israel in a big box. And they called it the Ark of the Covenant. And so there were 4 priests that carried the ark on 4 poles, and Joshua said for them to walk into the Jordan River. And as soon as they put their feet in the water, the water made a clear pathway just like the Red Sea had done, and the children of Israel walked across the Jordan River on dry ground. Now, the next thing that was in their way was the city of Jericho. And that city was a fortress city, which means it protected a lot of things. It had a lot of soldiers and army type things, I guess. And it had big, huge walls on all the way around the city. But they couldn't get in, really. So God told Joshua, said, have the children of Israel march around the walls 7 times, for 7 days, 1 time a day. And then on the 7th day, they'll march around it 7 times, and the priests will blow their trumpets, and the children of Israel will give a great shout, and then you'll see what happens, and that will be how the battle starts. So Joshua was a little bit confused, but you know what? He knew that he had to follow God. So he got right on that. They had the children of Israel march around the walls for 7 days. And on the 7th day, the priests blew the horns. And the children of Israel gave a great shout. Yeah! And what happened? The walls came crumbling down. All right. And after the walls came crumbling down, the children of Israel went in and took over the city, and it was basically handed to them. The children of Jericho, the people in Jericho were so scared because the walls had just, fallen down. They didn't do anything. They just fell down, so they were helpless. And God gave the city right to them.
And that's kind of like us in our lives. Maybe there's something in your life that you're like, I can't get over this. Maybe it's a sin. Maybe it's a fear. Maybe it's a bad thought or a bad action that you do. And you just can't stop it, right? And you try your hardest. Even you get maybe somebody to help you, like accountability partner, and tell you, remember, you can't do that. But you still do it. But the only person that can is God. And you know what? All we have to do is ask Him. And God will do a miracle, and He can take that sin away from that sin out of our life. He can help us triumph over those bad thoughts or those bad actions. And so if you are thinking of something right now, you're like, I can't get over this fear, or I can't get over this, whatever it is, just take a minute and ask God. Ask God to give you strength. Ask God to give you courage to be able to, like the children of Israel marched around it, ask God to give you strength to recognize it as something that's wrong, and then strength to overcome that. And you can, and you will. So tomorrow we're going to kind of follow the children of Israel. It's going to be several years after the story from today, but we're going to see what happens to the children of Israel after they've already come into the promised land that God gave them, and we're going to see what they do. So we'll see you guys next time. Bye!